Let's talk about the kingpin, the biggest drug dealer kingpin in the world, Pablo Escobar, right? I have a book on him. There was a series, Narcos, about him. Yeah, I kind of saw that. It was just, those references. He died in like 92, I believe. For some reason, I was thinking age, but it was like 90s. I saw it on TV here in the States. It's like they killed him on the roof. But then there was some people saying that he put a double in there. I don't even care about that, honestly. It's creepy and disgusting nonetheless. But the thing I read about it just that not creeped me out, but it was just too much great of a concept. They said Pablo Escobar spent, I think, trended to U.S. $12,000 just on rubber bands. Like T.I. has that song Rubber Band Man. I mean, it's a hustler thing, right? You get cash, you put a rubber band on it, you hold it together, hold a wad of money, right? You know, and it's like Pablo Escobar had so much money, he used to spend back then. And actually, I thought it was '60s or some shit for some reason, and it's like the '80s, even '90s, $12,000 a month. And then I thought about when you're in Colombia, it's not that much. It doesn't even matter. Even in US, even now, 12,000 just for a rubber band. You know how cheap rubber bands are? And then they're saying Escobar buried like billions of dollars in fucking all the way Colombia. Who knows? Maybe all over South America in the world. But they show Colombia in like rural areas, like just like packets of money and shit. Talk about he burned $5 million one day just because his daughter was cold. They were sitting outside of the house or some shit. And he was on the Forbes magazine, richest people. Like they do, and they said I don't know, he was a politician or something. They say he's a coke dealer. It's like it's like wow, man, like that's pretty crazy when you're like you just such a rich cocaine distributor, cocaine a dealer when like the Forbes magazine like we have to talk about him now. Can you imagine like some guys in business suits they're white like I'm not gonna say this like one just like well we have to say it. Oh, what if somebody else finds out before me? For us or some shit. What about if somebody else says before us? I mean, we don't want to look stupid. Jim, it's really not about that, is it? Who brought the fucking idiot? Oh, come on, you guys. I mean, maybe not to that extent, but it's like wow. It was like, and then they probably said like well he has businesses. He was a restaurant. Really, like I'm gonna read that Forbes fucking list of the richest people what they wrote about Pablo back then, And never mind the airplane that the American two Americans died. Everybody got mad at the press, right? Like well we have to stop him now. He's an American national was executed, murdered or something, right? When Pablo's trying to get like a government official, I'm not laughing at it, government official on the plane, like he made some guy to like press a button, a recorder, or something, should blow up a plane. I mean, that's a terrorist attack right there, And but the amount of money, it just creeps me out. It's disturbing. Imagine like having a feeling like burying it someplace. I don't even know if it's trying to people took it. I don't even care. I don't even care. I mean, let's see, have it. Is it money only gonna use it? And there's somebody told me from a bicycle the farmer found it. He like millions of dollars and like he turned it in. He didn't want to touch it. There's people saying he haunts this shit. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like he like some shit like that. I don't even care, man. It's fucking drug money. It's not just drug money. It's his fucking money to begin with. Even if it was drug money, it's like it's his money. I had drug money, but I usually went to buy some. It's like and. It's like it's another man's fortune, and and there's that thing like there's people that go in oceans and seas and look for like fucking ships and like and they're looking for like maybe like gold like pirates or some shit. Yeah, can it be haunted or something? Would you like want to take it like you like go to that just like a cash checking place where I grew up and like hey man I found this. It's like water from the sea, just like in like a little hand truck and shit. You pull in a trunk, a chauffeur. It's like fucking skeleton head falling out. No, it's too crazy. But it's it's like antiques and it's like memorabilia. It's not just it's haunted. It's just like it's just so crazy of a concept. It's disturbing. It's like standing up on a mountain or some shit, and looking down, looking around. It's just like, oh, all right, that's enough. Or even if you hear about it, I'm not into that stuff, man. I don't care about that crap. It's not about like you have a couple $1 million in the bank account. It's pretty cool, but it's like just too extreme and too much. Let's say like you're going to hell and you're like, all right, I'm gonna like try to walk down there and just start running faster and faster. Then you like fall trip and you're like you look around and no one sees you. They couldn't do it better or some shit, but this the hill and shit. I don't want to like fucking go somewhere like Mount Everest and shit, man. Like what the fuck, bro? And people do it too. You know, that's that. It's that physical extreme of like freezing this and that, and high wind, high altitude, and just like a lot of money. Like people haunt you, kill you, and also it's like what the fuck you gonna buy? You buy a whole fucking country, a continent. It's kind of creepy. And I'm not even talking about clairvoyance, people getting your mind, this and that, fakeness and all of that. I'm not even into that. People do that to you for free. But it's like, it's just like there's such a thing where you're like, fuck, I think I got too much money and some shit. Maybe he didn't think about that. But it is disturbing. And I saw that, the Narcos thing. It's crazy how he started out. He was doing like, electronics and, he was a businessman. Illegal or not, he was a businessman, Except he pushed people to, to extreme, like he manipulate, fuck with people, It's that mentality that he had. I get it. I'm not like that, but it's just about like, wow, man, like $12,000 a month. I kind of want to, have not much to go have that money. Just like make maybe even like quarter of that. I'll be okay with that. Kind of fucks with you. When I read that, I don't know the book, and like I didn't think people talked about it. I was just creeped out by it. I try to think about it. I couldn't even think about it. I want to put that out of my head. It doesn't just too much disturb me. It's just like wow, it's freaky as fuck. That's what it is. It's like being not a strip club and like turn. I'm not going, but it's like having 4 or 5 girls, and it's like I think that's enough. One would be okay. Like what the fuck, bro. I'm not into that pimp stuff either way. People just want to be that. I guess it's like a fantasy or so. You can have creepy fantasies, but it is just too much of like a lot of stuff. And then we're talking about drug abuse and just you go from this and that, just doesn't end because you want more and more and more. Like fuck, man. Sometimes enough is enough. Sometimes one is enough. And it's just basically just I don't know, living on a humble. And I don't know. Some people say it. Some people say it. Maybe they mean it. I don't care. But it's really what that is.